Welcome to Speak for Yourself. Oh, Marcellus Wiley. Oh, you in that zone?
It's going to be a show, baby. Baker balled. Dak didn't. So it sounds like your boy was right on everything.
Oh, really? You're just trying to get ahead of this, huh? Baker ball? That's called balling?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I'm just Emmanuel Acho looking great.
Forget me. Let's talk about Baker.
All right, back to me. Let's get it started with the Browns. And they played their first game after releasing Odell Beckham Jr. and blew out the Bengals on the road. Baker Mayfield threw 2 touchdown passes with 0 interceptions. Clean game. After the game, he said he was brought to Cleveland to win and, quote, change the culture. So, Acho, how big of a statement did Baker Mayfield make?
A huge statement, Sel. Baker could not have made a bigger statement. But it wasn't just Baker Mayfield that made a gigantic statement and put the entire NFL on notice. It was the Browns that made a huge statement yesterday. Baker Mayfield, highest passer rating of the season. Baker Mayfield, only a second game with 2 touchdowns and no turnovers. But more importantly, Baker completed passes to 8 different receivers.
Damn.
No receiver had over 100 yards, and no receiver had more than 3 catches. Yet the Browns had one of their highest offensive outputs of the season.
Okay.
So what does that mean? I can carry this team, but I can carry this team with dead weight on it. And we don't necessarily have to call it dead weight.
Whoa,
I can carry this team with selfish weight on it.
Ooh.
The statement Baker Mayfield made yesterday was that the Browns function best when everybody functions as a team.
Oh.
It is no slight, nor is it an indictment if somebody wants to go get theirs. That's now talking about OBJ. It is no slight, nor is it an indictment if somebody is focused on their individual statistics. That just ain't about to work in Cleveland. And that was the statement Baker Mayfield made. And it should have put the whole world on alert, because this team that the Browns beat, they were leading the AFC after 6 weeks of ball. That is the Bengals. This team that the Browns beat, they were winning the toughest division in football just 2 weeks ago. That is the Bengals. And yet, Baker, you come out here and you, along with your team, dismantle this Cincinnati Bengals squad.
The one that lost to the Jets? Oh, not my turn yet. Sorry.
Dismantle the Cincinnati Bengals squad. So what I learned and the statement that Baker made was like, hey, y'all, I've tried to tell you I function at the highest capacity within the role that I have been tasked. They didn't ask Baker to go out there and throw 40 times like Burrow did. They didn't ask Baker to go out there and put the team on his back. They said, hey, Baker, run this offense as efficiently as you possibly can. 133 passer rating, 2 touchdowns, no picks, completed 2 out of every 3 balls. When I look at that, that's a gigantic statement, particularly in the midst of all the distractions of last week.
How many completions to different receivers you said? 8. 8? Yes, sir. Out of 14 completions total? Boy,
yeah,
and everybody, Hey, you talking about you can't go for seconds. Nobody can.
One play. Hey, can I get some?
I'm the most ghetto chef ever. Hey, don't come back here in this line. You ain't getting nothing else if you Baker Mayfield the chef. Oh, man, this ain't a big statement, big dog. And I knew you were going to come in all hot 100 times. Baker Mayfield, shut Marcellus up. I'm glad you didn't text me yesterday. I know you were busy hanging out with your bachelor friends and then going to the game. Well, I'll be following you. And you had a lot on your plate. But you know who didn't have a lot on their plate?
Talk to me, Sel.
Baker Mayfield. You know why? Because as you said, they didn't ask him to do a lot. And that's an indictment in itself. Marcellus Wiley, do your job. Yes, I will. Let's go to the Bible. Let's start there. Holy book, okay?
Yes,
one of the holy books.
Amen, amen.
Be hot or be cold.
Yes, sir.
Don't be lukewarm.
Because
I will spit you out.
Talk that talk, Sel. Talk that talk, Sel.
Baker Mayfield, you weren't hot yesterday. But you weren't cold either. Lukewarm once again. And according to the holy book, I shall spit you out my mouth, and I shall do the same about Baker Mayfield. You want to know why? Because I'm getting tired of getting up here and saying the same damn thing, and Baker never doing the unexpected. Baker Mayfield wants us to believe he balled out yesterday. High behind the passer rate. That's great. With 14 completions? Okay, that's great. With only 2 touchdowns. Be real. We played in the league before. We've seen these quarterbacks this year. Are there quarterbacks out there getting 5 touchdowns in one game? Yes, they are. How about Jameis Winston? No top receiver, Michael Thomas, first year as a starter, week 1, and gets 5 touchdown passes. So Baker Mayfield, in the scheme of things, us 2 former players, 5 touchdowns is balling. 4 touchdowns is balling. 3 touchdowns is balling. 2 touchdowns is like, all right, good game, dog. Pop Warner at the end of the game. Everybody line up. Line up. Go say good game to everybody. Good game, good game. Baker, nobody's singling you out. Nobody looking for him at the snack stand tomorrow. Who was number 6? Damn, he lit us up. Because he didn't light them up. Here's the statement. Here's me doing my job, making sure the check clears this Friday. You get paid this Friday too? Me too. All right. Baker Mayfield is better with less talent around him because OBJ's out the building. And Baker Mayfield is better with less when they ask him to do less. That's an indictment, brother. When they look at you and say, if I give you this much, that's all I need from you because I'm going to get the most from the rest. That's an indictment on Baker Mayfield. Lack of trust, low expectations. You're a former #1 overall pick and won't talk about a culture change after throwing for just 2 touchdown passes. Bruh, are you Jalen Hurts? I was a 52nd overall pick like a Jalen Hurts, a second-round pick. Those are second-round pick expectations. Those are, oh, you used to be a backup and we didn't see you coming expectations. The dude threw 14 completions and wants to act like he set the world on fire. Sorry, brother. I need to see something unexpected of greatness before he makes a big statement.
I understand where you're coming from, Sel. I really do. But I will retort like this.
Thank you. I thought we were going to fight.
I don't get mad if a hostess doesn't cook the meal. I don't get mad if a flight attendant does not fly a plane. And I won't get mad if Baker Mayfield doesn't throw for 5 touchdowns and over 300 yards because I don't get mad at someone who doesn't do something they're not asked to do. Joe Burrow threw the ball 40 times yesterday. What he got to show for it? Nothing but 2 interceptions? What he got to show for it?
That ain't
So Joe Burrow was asked to do a whole lot.
That ain't the reason.
And he ain't got nothing to show for it. Baker Mayfield was simply asked to run the offense efficiently. Okay. All I need you to do, Baker, is throw the ball 21 times. Only 3 quarterbacks threw the ball fewer times than Baker Mayfield this past Sunday, this past weekend of football. And Baker did it most efficiently. All I need you to do, Baker Mayfield, is go out there with an efficient passer rating, an efficient completion percentage, and move the offense around the field and down the field efficiently. Okay. And Baker Mayfield did that. We keep taxing and charging Baker Mayfield for not doing things, not realizing he was never asked to do the thing we are upset at him for not doing. He's asked to win football games. They won yesterday. He's asked to move the offense down the field efficiently. Through the first half, touchdown, 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 field goal, interception for a touchdown was the first one. So Baker Mayfield did as much as you can do. Score every time you get the ball. That's what he did in the first half. Scored every time he got the ball. Hey, make sure that you move the offense. I don't care who gets the touches. Donovan Peoples-Jones only had about 3 catches. Jarvis Landry, 3 catches. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 2 catches. I don't care who catches the ball. I just need our guys to catch the ball. Okay. The guys with our uniforms on them. So when I look at it, Sel, the problem is people aren't understanding what Baker Mayfield has been instructed. And as long as you're not understanding what Baker Mayfield has been instructed, then you will think that he is acting ignorant of the instructions. Okay. Baker Mayfield understands the instructions. It's the rest of the world that doesn't.
Come on, big dog. Let's talk some football.
Please.
Let's go first day on a football field. Any year you pick the year, but it's the first practice. Now, let's have it where coach is coming in and it's a blank canvas. And we don't have expectations based on you. Because there are certain situations you come in, it's fully loaded. Oh, we got Acho, he's starting linebacker, but let's just go through the steps to act like he's not the starting linebacker, but it's already you. I'm talking about when it was a blank canvas, those moments, right? And you know what buys you a ticket into any situation of opportunity? Your talent. Just simply that. Like, who gets the most freedom on the team? The most talented. There's the special players, right? Look around the league. Aaron Rodgers, do what he wants to do, and he's acting like he can do what he wants to do, right? Because he has that level of uber talent. When you look at Baker Mayfield, you know why they never asked him to do more than just this? It's because they know he can't do more than just that. Now, what does that mean? First step, you got to just start from the beginning. That's a low ceiling. Now, where a low ceilings comes low expectations. Now, if I tell MJ right now, go dunk, and we at Staples Center, he gonna be like, Daddy, what the hell you talking about? That's 10 feet. But if I ask MJ to dunk in my backyard right now, we got a little 5-footer that raises all the way up to 10 feet. He gonna bank dog. All this on 5 feet. My son is doing some things. Baker Mayfield, you dunking on a 5-foot court. 130 passer rating and 2 touchdowns. That's on a 5-foot court. Because you know what happens? They get into games where they raise the rim up. They say, hey, at the end of the Chiefs game, can you, I don't know, touch the net? Interception. Charger game. Last drive, you know, Justin Herbert's on the sideline right now. Come on, Baker, finish this off. 3 check downs and your coach calling you out after the game. You look at it, Pittsburgh Steelers game. Come on, Baker. 8 feet, 9 feet, elementary school, junior high rim. Come on. Come on, man. 10 points. Point being, he's inconsistent. That's the only thing he consisted at, being inconsistent. So until you tell me Baker Mayfield is balling with the expectations of a former #1 overall pick or the new expectations of a franchise quarterback, not these expectations you're trying to sell me, these 5-foot court, 5-foot rim expectations, I will buy into that being a big statement. Right now, he's just dunking on the itty-bitty court, bruh.
I like your take.
Another one.
I like your take.
And a new suit.
We have to remember.
New suit. Give me a new suit alert.
What's the objective of a franchise quarterback?
Win games.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care, franchise quarterback, if you have all the numbers in the world.
Oh, you don't?
Jameis Winston did.
Okay.
Jameis Winston threw for over 5,000 yards. Only 8 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL have done that. But he had a losing season. They were 7-9.
Facts.
So franchise quarterback, what makes you a franchise quarterback is if you uplift the franchise. Well, that's exactly what Baker Mayfield has done. Through 9 weeks, back-to-back years, winning records. First time for the Browns since the 93-94 season. I'll say that again. Y'all water cooler stats. First time since 93-94 that the Browns have had a winning record in back-to-back years.
We're going back.
9 weeks. With that being said, Baker Mayfield is proving he is a franchise quarterback. He might not be a statistically proficient franchise quarterback, but still, look at it like this, big dog. We've talked before offline, online. Denzel Washington, one of your favorite actors.
Yes.
Not your favorite actor.
And I would consider a friend. How about that?
Perfect. Beautiful.
I like this.
I know this much.
He likes me.
I don't leave a Denzel movie and be mad at Denzel because he didn't make me laugh. I mean, Training Day was good, but I ain't laugh, man. Be funnier, Denzel. Remember the Titans was cool, but, like, I only laughed twice. Man, John Q was straight, but, like, I ain't even chuckle. No, because Denzel was asked to play a role.
Okay.
And he played his role and plays his role in every movie incredibly well. Yeah. Now, Denzel is not the funniest, and Denzel's not necessarily going to make you laugh, but I'm not going to condemn Denzel for playing the role he was asked to play. In the same manner, I'm not going to go out there and condemn Baker Mayfield for playing the role he was asked to play. They did not call 40 passing plays. That is not within the structure of their offense.
I wonder why.
It don't matter why.
What?
Same thing. I wonder why they didn't make Denzel crack no jokes. It's not an indictment.
But that's not the same. No.
Was the movie good or not?
I love you.
Was the movie yesterday good or not that the Browns put on? That performance was phenomenal. I'm not going to knock, well, he ain't funny. I'm not going to knock Kevin Hart because he ain't serious. I'm just going to say, are you good at what we ask you to do? Do you put on winning performances? Baker Mayfield, through 2 years now, through 9 weeks of ball,
2 years.
put on winning performances.
Oh, okay.
It's about the collective
Let's go.
act.
Let's go.
Powers of Browns collectively playing.
Let's go.
We already gone.
Let's go. You know how much money Baker Mayfield has wasted on set? Because they casted him to be something that he's not. You want to talk this Denzel?
Talk this talk.
Okay, you want to talk this talk? You think when you draft the #1 overall pick, you drafted him so he can have 14 completions and we go, yippee? Hell no. This is them. Tear up the script. We got to do something different. Baker can't do that. You have acted. I've been there before on these sets. I used to be on Ballers and a couple movies. I don't know. I ain't had many roles. I'm not an actor in my mind because they be like, all right, do that again, Wally, but be serious. I ain't gonna be serious. Only thing that's scaring me in this world is death and growing up where I grew up. So you ain't taking me back there. So you know what they start saying? Do it your way. And you know what? We're gonna work around you because we got some real professionals up here doing the thing. Baker Mayfield was cast to be the serious Denzel. And now he just out there, they're like, look, let him tell a joke here and there. It's still Denzel, right? It's still a #1 overall pick. He can still hand the ball off and just throw 14 completions. And he threw 1 touchdown. Oh, beautiful bomb. Oh, my God. That to Peoples was amazing. But take that one. I hate to do this.
You can't do it.
We can't, but we better not. Was it 13 completions for 130-some? Baker Mayfield, you ain't Denzel, funny or serious. He just not Denzel, dog. And they thought he was. They paid him like he was. They #1 overall pick. Don't do this. And that ain't even my point. I was just countering yours.
Point?
Here's my point. Was he cast to be in the playoffs Was he cast to be in
Yes.
the playoff picture? Okay, so how many years have they been in the playoffs?
1 out of his 3.
Oh, okay. And are they in the playoff picture right now?
He's cast. Yes.
No, they're not.
They're not in the playoffs, but they're in the playoff picture.
Well, everybody in the playoff picture. Picture perfect. I made a perfect picture. But he ain't in the playoffs. This dude, 5-4. Where's the water right here? Baker, right here, 5-4. Right here, treading water. 28-26 in his career starts. Man, will you miss me with this dude? I'm not mad at him. I just think that he was cast the wrong way. When you see former #1 overall, Peyton Manning comes to mind. I don't look at this dude. Now, he ain't Jamarcus Russell either, so kudos. But damn, dog, stop lowering the bar so much that this type of performance makes you say it's a big statement.
I think, Sel, it's not about the individual performance in a team sport. It's about the performance of the team. And the Browns played the best game that I have seen them play since last year's loss to the Ravens. You remember that game we came up and talked about it on set the next day?
Yeah.
This is the best performance the Browns have made. I'm not talking about the Browns beating the Steelers. The Steelers played atrociously in that game. But the Browns looked as good as they have looked since last year's Monday night game against the Ravens.
I give you that.
In totality.
Yes.
So why would I come up here and be like, Baker, I need you to do more? Baker understands the winning method of the Browns. Now, It might not be your way. It might not be my way. It might not be your way. But it's the Browns' way. And it works. Because in all honesty, Baker is the perfect depiction of the Cleveland Browns. He is confident, yet he is selfless enough to not let his desires get in the way of the team.
Yeah.
You don't think Baker
really?
wants to go out there and throw the ball 40 times like Joe Burrow? Surely he does. Now, it might be to his detriment, but as a #1 pick who also won a Heisman, I'm sure Baker wants to go out there and cook like Russell Wilson. I'm sure he wants to throw the ball 40 times like Joe Burrow. But he says, you know what? For the greater good of the team, and maybe the greater good of myself, I'm not going to, so that the Cleveland Browns can continue to win football games, which they did last night. Baker understands what everybody in Cleveland understands. Now everybody in the world just needs to get to that point of understanding.
Okay, I heard the Freudian slip in there. You know me, I ain't gonna correct you when you're in mid-flow, but you called him Breaker. Oh. And you just got that new fresh crib. I can't wait till you turn on all your appliances and then you got to go outside your house, hit that breaker, get that thing lit up again. Oh, my man. And if you said it's not about individual performances but team accomplishment, why didn't Trent Dilfer continue to be the Baltimore Ravens starting quarterback if it's all about what? Come on, man. NFL's already told us, hey, we say that stuff to the fans at the podium, but in reality, you better carry your weight. And right now, Baker Mayfield is not carrying the weight based on the #1 overall pick expectations. My last point is this. The Browns improved to 3-0 when Baker Mayfield passes for fewer than 220 yards. According to Acho, my man, who I love so much, Denzel, his movies would do the best when he speaks less. Wait, Denzel. Only a couple lines, Denzel. Just show that pretty face. Hey, one of you damn moves come put up. Hey, Baker Mayfield's supposed to make me go to the movies to see that? Boy, stop. Coming up, we have more on Baker Mayfield. We'll tell you if his critics owe him an apology after the Browns' big win. But first, the Cowboys got a huge wake-up call. You were right about this one, Acho, in Sunday's loss. Tell you if they made a mistake playing Dak Prescott. That's next on Speak for Yourself. And Baker stopped.
Okay, let's head now to Dallas, where the Cowboys were riding high on a 6-game win streak, but boy, did the Broncos snap that. Dak Prescott made his return from the calf strain, but he struggled big time. 19 of 39 with 2 late touchdowns. Trash time. But after the game, Dak did not blame his injury for the loss. So, Sal, did the Cowboys make a mistake by playing Dak Prescott?
No, they did not make a mistake by playing Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott checked off the most important box yesterday in his performance, if you want to call that a performance. It was the fact that he went out there and was able to play the entire game. Remember, the expectation for Dak Prescott was for him to go out there and not re-aggravate his injury. A lot of times we get caught up in our own expectations and project them or map them onto situations. That can lead to a lot of stress, if not worse. In this situation, I understand it's boring. It's the boring part of the process. But you can't skip the step of, hey, Dak, are you healthy? The first box was, is Dak healthy? Check. Now, let's build on that. Here's the thing about the Cowboys yesterday and the mistake of playing Dak Prescott. Why is this even a conversation? It's because people are skipping that step of like, you're expecting Dak to just go out there, not only play the entire game, but ball out. But what comes first? Playing the entire game. What's the greatest ability, according to Acho? Availability. So Dak Prescott had to go out there and perform. He didn't perform well, I think in part because he wasn't perfectly healthy. That's part of another conversation. But no, Dak Prescott had to play. Dak Prescott did play the entire game. Check. Now, let's map this on to history. Only 2 teams in NFL history have ever went through the entire regular season and went unscathed, right? So if you respect that, do you realize that, hey, Dak Prescott, y'all ain't going to win every single game. We already saw that from week 1. And I think all of a sudden, because it's Dallas, people started to say, well, they've been on this win streak. Can they keep winning every game? There are hiccups in the game. But one thing that was expected was Dak to start and finish. And they got to be happy that he did finish the game. So no mistake for him playing.
Cowboys made a huge mistake playing Dak Prescott, Sal. And I look at it like this. I said for one of 3 reasons.
What?
Based on how badly Dak Prescott played yesterday, either A, Dak Prescott's not a good quarterback, B, Dak Prescott is hurt, or C, Dak Prescott had an off game. Okay. Well, we know he's a good quarterback, so that leaves us with 2 options. He's hurt or he had an off game. Well, he didn't have an off game because even Dak Prescott's off games are not this bad. Dak Prescott led the league in completion percentage coming into this game.
Facts.
He had a 48% completion percentage. That's the worst of his career since his rookie year. Dak Prescott had a 73 passer rating in this game. Has not seen a passer rating that bad since he traveled to Philadelphia in 2019 for a must-win game. So this was not an off game. So if there are 3 reasons, Dak Prescott's either a bad quarterback, he had an off game, or he's hurt, you know he ain't bad. And this wasn't an off game because even Dak Prescott's off games are still better than this. That leads me to believe that he is hurt. Because if he ain't hurt, then he's sorry. But we know he ain't sorry. So if he was hurt yesterday, then why would you go out there and play hurt? Dak Prescott didn't even look like himself. 4th and run, play action boot. Dak Prescott, just run the ball. Okay, you don't want to run it? You want to hit CeeDee Lamb on a scramble? Then hit CeeDee Lamb on a scramble.
Hit him then.
You choose not to run, you choose to pass, and you don't complete the pass. That's not Dak Prescott. Okay. Dak Prescott clearly was not himself in full form. So if he wasn't himself in full form, then obviously you made a mistake in playing Dak Prescott.
Stop it, man. Stop it. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Obviously.
Just like your conclusions are paved with, I guess, positive ways of looking at things, but horrible logic. Like, golly, you just always want to deduce things. How about we induct? How about we go the other way?
Go ahead.
So let's talk about this. Is Dak Prescott good?
Of course.
Is Dak Prescott great?
Yes, right now.
Even if you're great, do you have hiccups?
Sure.
As a team and as individuals?
Of course, not that bad.
Really? Dak Prescott had a 64.2 passer rating game 2019, same one, week 12 game versus New England. Right before the game you were just talking about, 58% completion percentage. You know what he came back with? Response, 92 passer rating and 355 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Dak Prescott also had a game, horrible game, in the season week 2. Followed up, 81%, 3 touchdowns, 143 passer rating. After his worst game of the season, week 2. 87 passer rating. Come on, man. Don't do this to Dak. Don't act like any team or any individual doesn't have hiccups. Let's talk about this, because sometimes we got to get out the forest, I understand, to see the trees. Did the Bucs lose to the Saints? Remember that? Okay. Did the Ravens lose to the Bengals? Did the Titans lose to the Jets? Did the Bills lose to the Jags? Did the Packers lose to the Saints? Did the Rams just lose to the Titans without Derrick Henry? It happens to a team, and it happens to individuals. We can see horrible performances. Aaron Rodgers, week 1. You said that his passer rating would have been higher if he went out there and just threw the ball in the dirt every single play. How Aaron Rodgers performed after that. Same way with Dak Prescott. You know what you're doing? Because of your self-hate, you hate Dallas. And you hate Dallas so much it makes you hate yourself because you're from Dallas. So then all of your takes about Dallas are hate. And here's the thing. You're throwing a big D on it. Throw some D on that. That's what you're doing right here. Everything in Dallas gets exaggerated. Everything in Dallas ends with an exclamation point instead of the period and proper punctuation. This is a loss. This is a horrible loss. This is a bad timing loss because of the injury to Dak Prescott. All of the conversation, should he play or not play? And then you did what every analyst does on Monday. you armchair quarterback. He didn't even look like Dak. Yeah, after you see the performance, it's easy to say that.
Of course.
You can't say that in the moment, and you didn't, because I watched your Twitter timeline. You didn't say anything like that.
I was on an airplane.
And you ain't got Wi-Fi? Damn, stay out of coach. Man, get your butt up in the front. It's free. So here's the thing. If you look at Dak, he performed bad. That's what the greats do. If you look at Dak, as a team in Dallas Cowboys, they lost the game and they got spanked. That's what some great teams do as well. Do you remember the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting spanked not once, twice last year? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So don't exaggerate this. Stop throwing the big D on it.
The question is not, are the Cowboys in trouble? The question is not, is Dak Prescott in trouble? The question is not, can Mike McCarthy coach? The question is, did the Cowboys make a mistake in playing Dak Prescott?
No. Did he get hurt?
Talking about one performance.
Did he get
You
hurt?
can react properly to one performance. I'm not sitting here saying Dak Prescott's bad. I'm saying, what was the alternative option? To not play Dak Prescott. Cowboys were down 30-0 with 5 minutes left in the game. Dak Prescott had a 32 passer rating at the time. So, yes, if my alternative was, hey, you don't have to play Dak Prescott, that would have been the proper decision. Still a question for you, sir.
Oh, damn.
Did you take the SAT or ACT?
I took the SAT. I'm from L.A., homie.
My dog. I only
ACT.
took the SAT as well. So y'all can respond to Sel and I, whether you took the SAT or ACT.
You said you took both?
I only took the SAT.
Essay.
Prior to 2016, they always advised you on the SAT. If you're unsure, don't answer a question
leave it alone
before answering the wrong question.
Yeah.
The Cowboys were unsure of playing Dak Prescott against the Broncos, and they were better off, like you and I were advised on an SAT, if you're unsure, just leave it alone rather than making the wrong decision, because the wrong decision will cost you more than no decision. And the Cowboys made the wrong decision in playing Dak Prescott yesterday. Number one, it cost him this. He was in the top tier of the MVP race. If you watched that game yesterday, he is no longer in the top tier of the MVP race. He's now missed a game, and he's had a bad game. So now we're talking about 2 games. If you watch the game, he took some unnecessary hits late in the game, whether he's healthy or not. Unnecessary punishment. If you watch the game, you understand that Dak Prescott was a shell of himself, if in no other way than statistically. So just like they advised you and I on the SAT, if you are unsure, just don't even answer the question, because a wrong answer is better than no answer. Wrong answer is worse than no answer, and the Cowboys chose the wrong answer yesterday.
So did you answer anything on your SAT?
No, only my name. That got me in. That got me in mission. I was good enough. I tackle quarterback, coach.
You so stupid.
I tackle quarterback. Tackle man.
You wrote, Mike is 50. Strong side linebacker. That's how you got in. Hey, you keep talking about if you watch the game, then you telling me you on the flight, so it's telling me that you didn't watch the game. It's
I have
okay.
the game on my iPad.
Oh, now you got Wi-Fi. When you got Wi-Fi?
Not that I didn't have Wi-Fi, I didn't want to buy 2 services. So I bought Wi-Fi. I was cheap.
Really?
So I bought Wi-Fi for my iPad, and I didn't want to use my iPad as my phone. So that's why I was on Twitter.
The way your checking and savings work, Kevin Hart? Okay. That house is too expensive that you just bought. If you over here arguing over Wi-Fi costs now, that house is dope. I'm going to tweet out where the house at, like Drake. I'm going to hit you with a Kanye. Here's the thing. You said up to 2016, that's how they advised you to do SAT. Then they evolved, right? Then they got smarter. And then they said, hey, man, take a shot at it, right? Right? Not. The same thing the damn Dallas Cowboys thought about as well. As you know, to get a muscle stronger, once it's capable and once it's functional, you got to break it down to build it back up, right?
Sir.
The only way you could answer this question, did they make a mistake playing Dak, is if he got hurt. And look, I get it. He didn't look good, but he didn't get hurt. It's not a mistake in that moment. What it is like, damn, we got some work to do because we may have gotten a little ahead of ourselves in terms of this conversation. My last thing is, we got a couple more seconds before we got to go to break. You said Dak's not in the MVP conversation, top tier anymore. Who is? Who's unscathed in that conversation?
Brady. I think Brady the only one.
Brady looked good in the loss to the Saints, but the loss to the Saints doesn't look good as well. It's going to be wild. It's going to be like a war of attrition, whoever's going to be last man standing for that MVP. Come on, Dak, let's get back. Coming up, the Titans had a Hollywood ending in L.A. last night. We'll tell you if they're the best team in the AFC next on Speak for Yourself. And they came through L.A. crushing the building. This week, the most electrifying player in the league is on Thursday Night Football. My man, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens square off against the Dolphins. It all starts 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. The Titans had a big win right here in L.A. against the Rams last night. Acho was in the building. Too bad. Tennessee is missing an injured Derrick Henry, but AP, as they call him, AD, had a touchdown run in his debut. Defense picked off Matthew Stafford twice and added 5 sacks. Titans have now won 5 straight games and are the only team in the AFC with 7 wins. So, Acho, are the Titans the best team in the AFC? You saw it.
Yeah, they are, man. Number one, they're obviously the best team by record. Only team in the AFC with 7 wins. But let's go here. The Titans beat last year's Super Bowl attendees and the Chiefs. They beat them this season.
Yeah.
The Titans have also beat this year's Super Bowl AFC favorite representative in the Bills. The Titans have also beaten a lot of people's favorites to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl in the Rams. So the Titans have dismantled the Rams, dismantled the Chiefs, and beaten the Bills. They got 3 very, very strong wins on their resume. I also think the Titans are the best team in the AFC because while the Titans last year had 11 wins and the year before went to the AFC Championship game, now it appears as though they have ascended while several other teams ahead of them have descended. The Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs. So rather than these other teams descending to the pack, the Titans have ascended while there is a dissension from the other teams, and now the Titans are both head and shoulders above the rest. But projecting even more than this, I think the Titans are about to become even better. Sal, you remember 2015, I believe the late Kobe Bryant, he injured his shoulder, his right shoulder. So he finished the game playing left-handed. Not only further developing his left hand, but being forced to utilize his left hand. The Titans are going to have to learn how to play left-handed without Derrick Henry. For the first time in the last 4 weeks, Ryan Tannehill had 4 receivers with 3 receptions or more. Because now that you ain't got no Derrick Henry, you got to develop that left hand. You have to develop the ability to pass that ball all around the yard. So now if and when Derrick Henry does in fact return, now you're both proficient in your right hand and you're proficient with your left. I think the Titans have made it abundantly clear they are the best team in the AFC, and they are in fact only getting better.
Oh, man, you said that. You didn't say it with your chest, but you said that right there. I respect it. Look. The Titans got a squad, as we say in the league. Yeah, they got a squad. They ain't the best team, but they got a squad. They've beaten some teams we thought were the best team, so that makes you obviously think that they're the best team, but they're not. You took me back to 2015. Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, best year of my life. MJ was born. You already know. MJ, you pulled on my heartstring. My little boy's 6 years old right now. Everything, yes. Everything evolves around MJ, damn it. That's my world. But you know what also happened with my son? I was holding my son one, and I remember he was just born. I was like, oh. And I looked up. I was watching football, through osmosis, hoping he would take it in, And he was like, man. I was like, what are you crying about? What? And he was like, yeah, Ryan Tannehill. Oh, his worst passer rating, 2015. Oh, no. He just beat it this year. He's 89.2 this season in passer rate. I can hear MJ still crying. And just beating that 2015 year you're talking about. That's the years when he was still considered maybe a wide receiver. I don't know. I digress. So now you're trying to tell me that the Tennessee Titans are the best team in the AFC when I know that in the NFL, you go where your quarterback takes you. That's why I don't believe in the Cleveland Browns, because of Baker Mayfield. Well, if Ryan Tannehill is having his worst season since 2015 without Derrick Henry, I don't know about that left-hand layup, but it's going to start looking like mine in basketball. And you know how horrible I am in basketball. Lowest touchdown percentage since his rookie season. Damn, Ryan Tannehill, what the hell are you doing? Highest interception percentage and your lowest touchdown percentage. I go deep in these numbers. And has 8 interceptions already. He only had 7 last year. What the hell's going on? And now he ain't got Derrick Henry. Left-hand layup. Right hand, just shoot, dog, and make some. That's going to be the problem. We watched that game last night, and I know when you go to games, it's kind of tough to watch because you famous, Acho. I know how it goes. Yeah, I see you down there. Okay, picture. Armor pie. Taking off. I ain't playing them games. All that said, Acho, did you notice the score when it was 14-3? They had 1 first down. It wasn't because of Ryan Tannehill. Wasn't because of this offense. Man, be careful. So it was about the defense, right? Be careful. They ranked in the bottom half of the league in total and pass defense. Be careful, Acho. This team is 29th in penalties. All those little things. The quarterback ain't really playing that well. Damn, the defense is opportunistic, but not really that great. And then We'll bite our own self. We'll cut off our own foot. We'll go out there and get penalties. Add it all up. Nah, man, they ain't the best team in the AFC. They just a team that got hot at the right time.
You were properly assessing the situation until you hit the equal sign. The reason I say that, Sel, is if you look at the Titans as individuals, particularly without Derrick Henry, you might hate the ingredients.
Yeah.
But I also understand if I open my kitchen cupboard and I just taste the cinnamon, I'm like, ugh. If I just taste the nutmeg, I'm like, just taste the vanilla extract. A little bitter. Just taste the sugar. Man, too sweet. I can't just eat butter because that's gross. I'm not about to crack a raw egg. Definitely ain't taking that in. But if you add a little bit of flour to all that stuff, which flour by itself also no good.
No good.
But then you put it in the oven, about 350, 45 minutes, cutting that out, that cake tastes all right. So you can't try to deduce and extract all the parts that make the Titans and be upset with how those individual pieces taste. Because when you put the Titans pieces all together, that team, it's all right.
Yeah, I get that.
It's more than all right.
More than all right.
You can't just look at Ryan Tannehill, because if I were to just look at Ryan Tannehill and be like, well, he's having a down season, I would say, well, Marcellus Wiley, you got to show me what AFC quarterback is individually having an up season. It's not Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is balling for what he's doing, but individually, statistically, doesn't touch his unanimous MVP season.
Let's go.
Josh Allen wasn't the best Josh Allen on the field yesterday.
Let's go.
It was a whole player with the same name that was better than him. I know how you feel about Baker Mayfield. Joe Burrow, another AFC beast, he had 2 picks yesterday in an ugly loss to the team you don't love in the Cleveland Browns. So I can't sit here and say, well, Ryan Tannehill can't take the Titans far because Ryan Tannehill's not playing well. What AFC quarterback this year is just statistically balling out of control?
You're right.
None of them.
None.
So as I look at it, the Titans have proven they're the best team because they've beaten several really good teams. And as it stands right now, yes, they got some bad losses. A lot of AFC teams got some bad losses.
Yeah, strong points. Strong points. You're right. I was looking at all the top quarterbacks like, in a NFC. What the hell, the AFC?
In the NFC, bro.
Oh, that's flipped quick, because earlier in the season, everybody was talking about the AFC quarterbacks. I love it. I love it. Let's punch back. Okay. Here's the problem with the Tennessee Titans. It's the same problem that you just brought up in terms of the ingredients. You don't like all the ingredients, but hey, it comes together, right? So don't get mad at it. Kind of the Patriot way. There are times where you can poke hold at the individual players on the Patriots. Not many, but sometimes. But they were always greater than a collection of the individuals, right? They were just a greater team than they were as individual names. I respect that. But every now and then you got to reload, right? And you think about it. Like, I don't know where you shop. Do you do Instacart? You don't even know Instacart. I saw your eyes. You don't know what Instacart is? I got to hit you to it.
Shops. People shop for me. But I didn't want to say that, big dog. I didn't want to say
You didn't want to say that, but you said it fast.
You're going to start clowning me because I don't know. I'm like, no, I don't shop anymore.
Well, I hope that they're doing a good job. You look like you're in shape. You look like you're healthy, all that stuff. You could get a lineup, but I'm going to let you live.
I got one on Saturday.
Damn, it's bad. Boy, your hair grow fast, boy. You are not Jalen Rose.
There's a reason Wayne rapped about it. Tougher than Nigerian hair might cry. Okay, keep going.
But my point is this. When you have to go back and reload, restock, all right? Now you're starting to have options and opportunities to do better with what you're getting, right? You're not going to always, I don't like butter, I don't like flour, like that. You start looking for something different, right? You start looking for, okay, can it be sweeter? Can this be low cholesterol? Can this be better for me? And then I look at these Tennessee Titans, I'm like, where are they going to get better? You're not changing your quarterback, right? Where are they going to get better? They already got the names at the receiver position. Derrick Henry will come back, but to what degree, what shape? Look, Dak Prescott just came back, and Is Derrick Henry going to come back from a toe injury? And you know what goes first on big men? Their feet. And then all of a sudden he comes back from a foot injury. Is he going to be the same? Then you got to lean on that left-hand layup. Then you got to lean on what you restock. Then you got to lean on this quarterback and this defense. And so far, even though it's added up to wins in the regular season, in the playoffs, when they make you go plan B first, go to the grocery store, Acho, and finally shop for yourself. We'll see how that turned out.
I'm going to overpay for milk. I'm going to overpay for eggs. I'm going to overpay for bread.
All right, real quick, how much does milk cost a gallon?
I still know that, $3.29, but the organic be $4.99, especially if you go to Gelson's.
Damn, this dude, all right. My dog, you still be up in there. I know why you in Gelson's, though, too. Coming up, and Whole Foods. Trader Jones be cracking, too. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers missed Sunday's loss, but he had a lot to say a few days ago. How you just going to go in there and get milk and dip? We'll tell you how the Packers should feel about their quarterback next. I'll speak for yourself. Well, that grocery store
My dog
is up. The Packers' 7-game win streak was snapped Sunday by the Chiefs, with Jordan Love making his NFL starting debut. Aaron Rodgers was absent after testing positive for COVID-19 last week. Rodgers had a lot to say on Friday when he explained his side of the story. Take a listen.
I realize I'm in the crosshairs of the woke mob right now, so before my final nail gets put in my cancel culture casket, I think I'd like to set the record straight on so many of the blatant lies that are out there about myself right now. And I appreciate the opportunity to tell my side of the story on here. First of all, I didn't lie in the initial press conference. During that time, it was a very, witch hunt that was going on across the league, where everybody in the media was so concerned about who was vaccinated and who wasn't, and what that meant, and who was being selfish, and who would talk about it, and what it meant if they said it's a personal decision. They shouldn't have to disclose their own medical information and whatnot. And at the time, my plan was to say that I've been immunized. It wasn't some sort of ruse or lie. It was the truth.
Macho, how should the Packers feel about Aaron Rodgers?
They should feel manipulated. They should feel taken advantage of, and they should feel betrayed. They should feel taken advantage of for this reason. Just because you have power in a situation does not mean you have to exert your power in a situation. That's not just a football thing. That's in households, that's in relationships, that's in friendships, and that's on the job. Just because you have power in a situation does not mean you need to exert your power in a situation. Because remember, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And we saw that firsthand in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, he understands he has power. He knows his backup, Jordan Love, is not ready to play yet. And Aaron Rodgers knows he has power because he knows he's playing as good, if not better, than any other player and every other quarterback in the National Football League. So he has power. But just because you got power, A-Rod, it don't mean you got to exert it.
Great.
I mean, you knew that you were not vaccinated, and you knew you manipulated the words of your vaccination. That is fine that you weren't vaccinated. Manipulating the words, not fine. However, Carson Wentz, we know he's not vaccinated. Kirk Cousins, we know he's not vaccinated. And Lamar Jackson, we assume he's not vaccinated based upon his multiple positive tests and the response of his positive test. But they ain't missed no time in light of their not being vaccinated. They have been in situations or protected themselves from situations in order to catch COVID. Aaron Rodgers, we saw you at a Halloween party. We don't know if, when, how, to what degree you caught COVID, but we saw as soon as you beat the Cardinals in Arizona, you went and said, we're going to go celebrate this. And then you lived out your Halloween costume, which you had been preparing months for by growing your hair out. You lived out that costume and that night to the fullest. So Aaron Rodgers has manipulated the Packers. He's betrayed the Packers. But more than anything, Sel, he's just taken too much advantage. I'll say it like this. He's perverted his power.
Damn.
Aaron Rodgers has perverted the power he has in Green Bay. And anything can become perverted when you take what has the opportunity to be a good thing, a bad thing. He's perverted the power that he has in Green Bay, and that's how the Packers should feel about him.
Man, perverted his power. Goodness. You hit me home when you said that about your power and how you shouldn't have to exert it even though you have it. To me, which is the true power, as they say, delegation is the truest form of power because then you empower others to be their best, and you still know with security that you're more powerful than all those that you've delegated to. Whew. Next level stuff you just said there, brother. I hope they caught it. Now, let me throw some pitches at this thing. Here's my first pitch. Wind up, Wiley. He cost him a game. Let's just keep it simple. I ain't gonna get poetic. He cost him a game. Aaron Rodgers knows that this team is not the same without him, and he also knows that my backup is not even close to keeping this thing afloat when I'm gone. 6-12-1 in games not started by Aaron Rodgers. The Green Bay Packers going all the way back to 2008. Aaron Rodgers knew what he was doing in terms of when I missed a game. Oh, my God, we're in trouble. Now, how did we get here? Because Aaron Rodgers didn't necessarily know this. Here's the worst part about all of this. The ultimate worst thing occurred. Not just something bad happened, not just something that's worse. The ultimate worst thing occurred. Let me take you through the steps. If you're not vaccinated, the protocols are different. Some players have gone on record saying how bad it is in terms of night and day, in terms of how you have to live your life in a different discipline, and you're going to have a different world. But it's okay. You're unvaccinated. It comes with the choice. All right? So bad can occur because if you get COVID and you're unvaccinated, oh, my God, with the protocols, you're going to miss time, right? Here's the next level of it. It's not just that bad. It's worse than that. The Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers know that that could be the reality. So when you know something bad can happen and it actually occurs, it feels worse than just something bad happening out of the blue, right? If Acho knows, damn, I shouldn't do this. Because why? Because this is not good. And then it also happens to come to reality, fruition, you feel even worse. But here's the next layer. This is the ultimate worst layer. It was out of the control of 52 other players on the team, the organization, the staff, and everyone in terms of him being unvaccinated. So it's out of my control, but guess what? If you contract this, this is going to be bad, and we know the chances are you're probably going to contract this because this thing is not going away. So now all of these things add up, and it's now reality. Here's the problem with me looking at this situation from my vantage point. I want to give you the difference between what's ignorant and what's ignorant. Ignorant, we all are ignorant. Let me raise my hand first. I am ignorant. I have blind spots. There are things that you would hit me with, and I'm just like, oh, I thought this way was right. With conviction. My bad. I was ignorant. You too, everybody. But I don't raise my hand that high talking about how ignorant I am. I'm not ignorant. You know what ignorant is? Running through mud and expecting to be clean, okay? That's ignorant. You know what ignorant is? Not trying to go the path of least resistance. That's ignorant to me because I grew up in so many situations, scenarios, I'm not going to bore you, but I remember my friends, my social group, my peers trying to do something that they knew would probably end in bad circumstances. And they were ignorant enough to want to do it still. I'm the guy's like, wait a minute, man. We can have a lot of fun and do this safe way. But you want to have the most fun, the most freedom, the most extreme way, and you know what that comes with. I don't understand people who want to do things that are ignorant. It's his choice, but here's the part that it's not his choice. The discipline that comes with those protocols because you're not vaccinated. Aaron Rodgers is manipulative. I told you he's a narcissist because Aaron Rodgers knew, because of his brand, that I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm feeling, but I'm also not going to do exactly what I'm supposed to do. And that's the most disappointing part. Be unvaccinated, but then I need you to be a loyal soldier to the unvaccinated protocols and discipline. And that's where he let everyone down.
Yeah, and in addition to that, you also have to feel taken advantage of. Everybody, honestly, in regards to Aaron Rodgers, but the Packers helped Aaron Rodgers this offseason. Like, any relationship will work when you're making self-sacrifices. Okay, I'm going to sacrifice for my dog Sel going to sacrifice for his dog Gotcha. We're going to make it all work. But at the point in which the Packers were like, okay, Aaron Rodgers, you said you wanted Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb? I mean, the Texans are probably going to cut him anyway, but all right, if that's what you want. We'll get you Randall Cobb. We'll get you your favorite wide receiver, one of your favorite wide receivers. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, we'd love to keep you throughout the duration of your career, help you retire as a Packer, but you want to leave? Okay, well, we'll take a year off your contract. Like, if that's what you want, we'll take a year off your contract. But can you do something for us in return? We're not going to mandate that you get vaccinated, but if you don't, you better just go above and beyond to make sure you don't miss no games. Okay, I'll get immunized. Not really sure what that means, but cool. Just don't miss no games. Yeah, great. We'll miss it again. And now, not only do you miss a game, but unfortunately, you miss a game on the same week that both the Rams lose and the Cowboys lose.
Let's talk.
And the Bucs on a bye. So had you been there, Aaron Rodgers, and beat the Chiefs, which we assume you would have done, because I assume Aaron Rodgers is worth at least 7 points. If you beat the Chiefs, now all of a sudden, y'all are looking essentially in sole control of the 1 seed in the tougher conference in ball. Because the Bucs got 2 losses, Cowboys now got 2 losses, Rams now have 2 losses. It would be you and the Cardinals, but you just beat the Cardinals, Aaron Rodgers. So head-to-head, you would be in sole control of the 1 seed giving you a bye. And we all know, Aaron Rodgers, you can get to the championship game, but it's hard for you to get past the championship game. So you would have had an even clearer path, to Marcellus's point, a path of lesser resistance to a Super Bowl, which we know you covet and we so desperately covet. So the Packers have to look at it like, we've upheld our end of the bargain. Aaron Rodgers, you did not.
Yeah, man. Look, it snaps their 7-game win streak. First time they lost a turnover battle since week 1 in that horrible performance. They wasted a defensive performance, held the Chiefs to 160 passing yards and 13 points, second fewest for the Packers defense this season. We always give Aaron Rodgers a pass because his defense doesn't always show up for him. Well, this was a moment where they actually showed up for him, but he wasn't in the building. Let's talk about desire. Let's talk about want to. Because I have been fortunate enough, whether it's by conditioning or just my innate ability and mindset, whatever it is, I got to a place where I realized, dog, if you want to do something, stuff ain't that hard. Now, is it difficult? Yeah, because you got to always apply yourself. But is it hard? Nah, dog. And there's a huge difference between difficulty and hard. We'll talk about that later. But if you want to do something, you see how much easier it becomes to do it? It's another thing I talk about with my kids, path of least resistance. Hey, MJ, stop talking about all the stuff you can't do, which is only 7 things. You can't play on the stairs. That's one thing I don't like you do, son, because you're going to fall down one day, right? Let's talk about, and I always enlighten them to this. Let's talk about all the things you can do in this house instead of the 7 things you can't do, right? Because then you're going to see the freedom and like, oh, I could do more than I can't do in this world. But then it gets to the point where it only activates when you want to. Why am I talking about this? Because Aaron Rodgers, based on your responses in the moment when they asked you, were you vaccinated or not only did you not give the proper answer, which is just a clear, concise answer, yes, no, but more importantly, I don't think you wanted to do the discipline that comes with being unvaccinated. Therefore, you wanted to keep the response murky because you didn't want everybody to declare you're on this side or that side. That means we know how you look, like how I grew up. You wore blue? Oh, you over there. You wore red? You over here. And ain't much intermingling. Aaron Rodgers wanted to do this. He wanted to stand on both sides of the street, right? I want to go on this side and that side. But the problem is, in this moment, that manipulation shows me he didn't really want to go through with all the disciplines of this protocol. Well, like they say, like our parents always told us, play with fire, or it'll come back and burn your ass. Coming up, Dak came back, but it was not enough against the Broncos. Tell you what went wrong for them Cowboys next, don't you? For yourself.
What happens if you wore purple? Let's head back to Dallas, where things did not go as planned for the Cowboys. Now, Dak Prescott came back from his calf strain, but he struggled with 20 incomplete passes. Dallas didn't even score until the final 5 minutes of the game, and their 6-game winning streak was snapped by the Broncos. So, Sel, you tell me, you played there, you donned the star, you're a Cowboys apologist. What went wrong for the Cowboys?
It was sounding good in the beginning, then I'm an apologist? Okay. Well, I do have keen insight into the building. That's right. Let me tell you what went wrong with the Cowboys. Let me say it how you youngsters say it. They were feeling themselves. Feeling themselves, right? But us old school, we say, man, they just got ahead of themselves. But it's the same damn thing. We talked last week in terms of your periphery and the triangle in which your vision has to be in terms of your periphery. You have to look ahead of yourself, obviously, if you're going to run your fastest race. But you can't look too far ahead. You got to look downward. In the track, let's take, damn, it's been, what time is it? We didn't do track and field yet?
I know,
track and field time.
That's on us. Apologies.
Let's get to a track example. When you're accelerating, when you're getting up to your top speed, where are your eyes? Set, go. That triangle. When they doing this, if you notice their speed, not improving, holding on, plateauing, and decelerating as well, right? Same thing with human beings. When you look too far ahead, driving in, Acho, what's that building way over there? Something right in front of you, bruh. And in football, if you skip steps, they're going to remind you not to skip steps. This is what happened to the Cowboys, and I saw it happening live and in person in terms of the moment, and I was sitting there like, don't do it, Marcellus. You know how you overreact. I was like, I'm about to overreact. I saw a pregame interview with Micah Parsons, rookie, and Trayvon Diggs, second-year player. And you know what the conversation was morphing into? How Dallas would respond if they won the Super Bowl. It's too far ahead. Boom. You know what happened? Denver was like, we ain't doing those interviews. Our sights are right here, right in front of us, and they're wearing a different color. So this happens to all teams. This happens to all the greats. You start to put on the robe and put on the belt before they sized it for you. And I think the Dallas Cowboys just got a little ahead of themselves. They were feeling themselves.
I co-sign all of that. I think to make matters even further, to go even worse, the same thing that had been warming the Cowboys, particularly defensively, it finally burned the Cowboys. And that's their playmakers tried to make just one too many plays. Can we go to the big boards?
We? You said we?
No, me.
Oh, wait, you just want to show off.
It's a solo act.
Ooh, that look good, though.
The problem, as I look at it, that the Cowboys made, and the problem that showed up last night was everything that has warmed them this season, their playmakers cheating the system a little bit to make plays, well, it finally caught up to them. Let's roll the tape. I'm going to show you what happened on the Broncos' second scoring possession. You got Chauncey Golston, defensive end up top. I need you to keep contained. What that means is keep everybody inside of your left shoulder. That is where all your help is. He makes a move to go inside at the last second. He's trying to make a play. I'm not mad at him for it, but you'll see what happens. All of his brothers, all the rest of the Cowboys defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people are inside of him. So now, easy run on the outside. You sacrificed and you crossed and you gave up the edge. The edge is the most important thing in football. Chauncey Golston just trying to make a play. Well, 4 plays later, the biggest playmaker for the Cowboys trying to make a play. Trayvon Diggs at the cornerback position. You just saw Golston trying to make a play. Plays have been warming the Cowboys. You see Trayvon Diggs, top of the screen. All they're going to do is test him a little bit. We know he's a playmaker. So let's see if he tries to jump this quick stutter. He stutters. Trayvon Diggs, he chopped his feet. Tim Patrick, you see his right leg is still going forward. That little move caused Trayvon Diggs to get beat. He's fast enough to recover, but not recover enough. Phenomenal ball, phenomenal catch. So what went wrong for the boys? The same thing that had been warming them all season. Their playmakers making plays. They got a little bit too greedy, cost the defense, Sal.
Oh, I get you, man. What about that Heisman pose on that Trayvon Diggs? That Derrick Henry stiff arm that dude gave? Hey, man. Yeesh. That was sneaky. Another one I'm seeing a lot of these guys get. First of all, there are 2 things outside of what I just saw there that is amazing about today's game and the evolution that wasn't taught when we were playing. One is when a DB is trying to defend the ball that's coming in, he swipes at the ball, but his real intention is to grab your arm on the way down. Oh, that's sneaky. Y'all got to start watching for that one. And here's another one. Oh, my God. The way that these guys punch the ball out in their tackling form. You know us. Yeah. We were taught, head up, square, bring your hips under you.
Across the bow.
Head across. I don't know what these coaches tell them now. They're like, look, just get the ball out, and we'll figure out if he's going to fall down or not. Amazing today's game. The little things, the intricacies. Here's the thing. We saw Diggs get beat on that first touchdown, and I was like, damn, pregame interview, then they Super Bowl, and now I see you get beat on the first. I was like, oh, this is not good. The Dallas Cowboys have to be careful because they're the most talented team in the league. Maybe Tampa Bay sits there with them, but they're the most talented team in the league. It's called the curse of the gifted. And when you're that gifted, you are not only told, but you're also enticed to always want to skip some step because it's like, why did I do that? You know, the most talented kid in the gym class. Jumping jacks, really? He just ready to dunk. He like, jumping jacks. And he looking at little Johnny like all in the jumping jack. He like, because I can't dunk. This is my moment to shine, right? Cowboys, be careful. You got to do all these little things, all the dirty work, because football's different, bruh. Let's explain football. Football is like none other. Not just because you see big, fast, strong guys going at it right there. Let me tell you what football is. It's someone else physically trying to move you off your spot with their will. Now, here's the problem. You could go into a game, you may not be feeling 100% capacity. We've been there before where you're like, damn, man, I got to get right. I don't feel the same level of juice. Skip this song. Come on, let me get pumped. Another smelling song. Like, you're just trying to get there. Your biorhythm's off for whatever reason. How about this? You go out there and you don't know until you know. And you in that game and that other player, your opponent, is trying to bring you hell. This is why football's different. You may still got him. There have been times where I was at 90% energy level and I still was out there having a good game. And then, this is why football's different. No matter who you're going against, they got help. Somebody upstairs with a walkie-talkie is sitting down like, Wiley is over there doing something on that tackle. Leave him in. Okay, so now here come the running back. Yank. Wiley over there doing something on that tackle and that chipper fan towards him. That means center, guard, everybody pushing me to the sideline before I even can do this little move I got. Wally he ain't CBN no more. Wally done. We got Wally. We can't no Wally. It's almost like the military, like you don't know where these red dots coming from. You just sitting out there like, I'm doing my thing. I think the Dallas Cowboys just thought this was going to be easy, going to be simple. Same old them. High-scoring offense, opportunistic defense. They're not going to have help. Once we put this pressure on them, they can't respond. Oh, be careful in football. Everyone always has some help.
I think the other thing, just from a straight X's and O's perspective, and y'all watch it next time you watch the Cowboys game, the Cowboys' run defense, it is susceptible. I have been preaching that for weeks now. Here's the thing. You cannot take advantage of the Cowboys' run defense if you are playing from behind. So the Cowboys, they have to find a way to get an early lead. 3-0, 6-0, 7-0. Just get ahead. Cowboys have only allowed a 100-yard rusher twice against the Patriots and against the Broncos. What happened in that Patriots game? Mike McCarthy goes for it on 4th down early. Patriots territory. He doesn't get it. Patriots go up. They get the lead. So now the Patriots can play from in front the whole game. Football's very simple. When you can play from in front, you can run the ball. Broncos, Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, what's he do the first 2 possessions? Goes for it on 4th down, doesn't get it. Goes for it on 4th down, doesn't get it. Broncos take the lead. If you can get ahead in a football game, you can run the ball. It's very simple. You don't have to play from behind. What also went wrong is Mike McCarthy, understand your run defense is susceptible. Just because they have not been exposed, well, now they have. Just because they had not been exposed publicly does not mean you should not be aware of your blind spots. Understand your blind spots before they find out. Because now that the rest of the world knows, they're going to try to expose you. So what else I think went wrong, Sel, is the Cowboys didn't play to their greatest strength. Just get ahead early. Make Teddy Bridgewater have to throw the ball 40 times. Because if you let Williams and if you let Melvin Gordon go out there and run, well, now you are exposing yourself to your biggest weakness. Your weakness has been a secret. I've been saying it, but everybody ain't listening. It's been a secret, McCarthy. Problem is, now the secret's out.
Ooh, secret's out. And it's funny, the secret's out to us, but you know, in the inner circles, they already like, we got to get into that position because they are vulnerable in that capacity. I love it. Look, I'm just not the team, especially the Dallas Cowboys, this marketing machine that they are. Everything gets exaggerated out there. Not letting my rookie and my second-year players have these type of conversations about Super Bowl. Like, it's just weird. Like, if you watch Belichick and his culture, even through success, you wouldn't hear the younger players be able to have those opportunities, let alone go to those lengths in conversation. It matters because the human brain, bruh, it doesn't know right from wrong. It just knows what is conditioned. Like, you can rig your brain and just think, oh, this is the way it goes. And we see it a lot of times on some of those shows and science fiction, be like, kids like, oh, you're not supposed to do that? You're like, nah, man, I don't know where you're from, but that's not normal. And these Cowboys in Dallas, it's not normal. They get told as soon as they do anything, it's everything. And I saw it come back to bite them yesterday. If you're in Dallas, understand that it's like these underlying conditions, like, you know, me and my family, asthma, high blood pressure, brother. Got to watch the salt, and I got to watch how many hills I climb. But as you can tell, I'll be on that bike. New suit, fitted, and ready to go get it. Coming up, Baker Mayfield led his Browns to a win without Odell Beckham Jr. Tell you if his critics owe him an apology. Oh, damn, you talking to me? That's next. Don't speak for yourself.
What, a real man don't apologize, do he?
What a week for Baker Mayfield. He was called out by Odell Beckham Jr.'s daddy. That's called the senior. Then OBJ was released by the Browns a few days later. Flash forward to Sunday, and Baker helped lead the team, the Browns, to a win over the Bengals, finishing with 2 touchdown passes and his highest passer rating this season at just over 132. So, Acho, do Baker Mayfield's critics that look like you, dress like you, that are you, owe him an apology, like me?
Yeah, man.
What?
And Sel,
What?
you don't have to give Baker an apology, but everybody else needs to, and hopefully by the end of this segment, you will as well.
Oh, man.
Do y'all get it now?
Get what?
I think that's what Baker's saying, and I know that's what I'm saying.
Can you, first of all, ungrasp those counselor hands you got right there? Can you stop?
These are my frustrated, I'm trying not to cuss hands.
Those are the church counselors. You gonna help yourself.
Do y'all get it now?
Get what?
What is there to get?
What?
That Baker can lead this Cleveland Browns team. You laugh, but they laughing at the Bengals. You laugh, But they laughing at that same Bengals team that was atop the AFC. You laugh. But they're 5-4. Same record right now as the Chiefs. They 5-4.
Oh, that ain't good.
Right there, about to make the playoffs for the second consecutive year. The Browns are 5-4. Positive record after 9 games. Back-to-back years. First time since 93-94.
Oh, you're the worst. Positive record.
I don't know what else Baker Mayfield and the Browns could have done
Oh, I do.
on this past Sunday.
Man, the Browns.
Week of distractions. Odell Beckham gone. Baker, you ruined Odell Beckham. You ruined Odell Beckham. How in the world could you not do something with that kind of talent? And Baker's like, bruh, I'm better without him. Highest passer rating of the season.
Oh, he said it?
3 consecutive. Yeah, by his play. And action speaks so loud, I can't hear what you telling me.
Oh.
And Baker's actions yelled this past week.
Oh, did they?
3 consecutive 2-touchdown games.
Did they?
2 of those games were 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I don't even know what to say.
So if you still have a critique of Baker Mayfield, you just don't understand fundamentally the way in which the Browns are supposed to play football, which is fine. Because the Browns' recipe for football is not necessarily appetizing for every viewer. It's not necessarily appetizing for every fan. But the Browns' recipe for football is a recipe of success. And that is what Baker proved. Yes, people owe him an apology.
Okay. Let me just start off with my joke. Bengals has 1A, not Bangles. Bangles, that was good. I like how you said it. Anna Marie gonna get an apology before Baker Mayfield, and she know how hard they are to come by on the daily. I ain't apologizing to this dude. You know why? Because I expect more of him. I'm not apologizing in a situation where, 1, I'm not wrong. I'm not playing anything. All I'm doing is just spitting out 1, 2, 3, 8 pages of notes and stats. And 2, I ain't hurt his feelings. All I'm saying is challenge yourself to live up to the standard, the expectations of a former #1 overall pick. Man, damn, is that too much to ask for? He had over 200 yards. He played a clean game. And those are now the new standards, which are too low. And that's what we're going to say is great. If you want to consider that great for every other quarterback, then okay, I apologize, Baker Mayfield. But if we're going to be grading on some kind of curve, the former #1 overall pick ain't getting graded on a lesser curve. That curve's going to be steep, and it's going to be difficult. I've seen too many players have 5 touchdown passes this year, 4, 3. And then I'm supposed to sit here and lose my voice cheering for Baker for getting 2? I can't do it, big dog. I just can't do it. You know why? Because I had to live through it. Here we go, a moment. You know I'm about to flash backwards. I remember when the first time that I ever start coming down the hill in football in the NFL level. It was year 6. I had 6 sacks. And me, first of all, I was a media darling just because, look at me. And I was nice to everybody. I'm me, right? And every year I got better. And that was the first year I didn't get better. And all of a sudden, I started reading articles and hearing things. And you know me, I pick up on stuff. So my homeboy, who's a reporter talking to me differently, he started attaching me to the team more. Marcellus and the Chargers, like you just did. Baker Mayfield and the Browns, right? Because he know I can't put you on the island anymore because you can't hold up your weight. And I was like, dog, what? And I remember 6 sacks got me in conversations of getting cut. They were talking about cutting me that year. But it was like, nah, that was just his first year of regression. Let's just wait. Then the next year, they cut me because they were like, damn, we were right last year, 6-3. I flash forward, years later, Jadeveon Clowney. Not shots at him, but I got to use him for reference. I remember him making a Pro Bowl. Guess how many sacks he had? 6. I was like, wait a minute. These expectations are different, right? Now, he's a former #1 overall pick. Them things should never come to a point where we over there are clapping because he's been through injuries, lack of performance, whatever you want to call it. He's great against the run, tackle for losses, whatever you want to cook up. 6 sacks could get me almost cut, and then for him, he's getting praise. I don't change my expectations, and if I do, I make them more difficult if you were drafted high with those high expectations. But you know what? A lot of guys are going through this right now. Let's talk universal. Let's talk life. I see something going on in this world called performance depression deflection. What is that? Guys will claim anything from racism, mental health, anything else when they just ain't playing good, okay? And Baker Mayfield, I ain't gonna let you be the beneficiary of not playing well, but the team doing well, and all of a sudden you get to just hide and blame Odell. They blame it, racism, Colin Kaepernick. Calvin Ridley, I don't know what he's going through right now, but I know when he had 1,300 yards, he was playing every game, and he was fine. All of a sudden, he got a Jones fracture. You know what a Jones fracture is? I'm going to tell you what a Jones fracture is. I had that, too. It's in your foot. It's when you break your foot. You know what he got a Jones fracture of? He missed Julio Jones, bro. Hey, you went from number 2 to number 1, and all of a sudden, deflection. Baker Mayfield. We want Odell here. We don't want Odell here. What? Odell was an NFL historical pace setter. And now he ain't good enough to be on your team? But you know who is? Guys that I could throw 14 completions to, ride my running game, and then just go out there and let Acho say, I need to apologize because he only had 2 touchdown passes. I don't know, Acho. You got to give me a stronger case. Because right now, I don't see why I should apologize for such low standards.
The problem is no case will be strong enough if you're looking for Baker to throw for 500 yards. No case will be strong enough if you're looking for Baker to throw for 4 touchdowns. Because that's not what they're asking him to do.
No,
now,
they are. Don't do that.
You can say this,
Don't do that.
I can't necessarily
You can throw a touchdown with 4 touchdowns. You can throw it in 4.
What you can say is, well, why aren't they asking him to do that? To which I'd be like, bet.
I did.
Now you have a strong case. Now it's, well, the indictment on Baker Mayfield is, hey, why ain't they asking you to throw the ball 50 times?
You already know why.
Why aren't they asking you to throw the ball 40 times a game? But at the end of the day, if the Browns' recipe to win ball games is Baker, just throw the ball 20 times a game, then why are we splitting hairs just to get upset? Now we just looking for reasons to be mad.
You want me to apologize?
If you're in a relationship, you just looking for a reason to be mad. Well, why ain't you 5'5"? You knew I was 5'4". Stop looking for reasons to be upset at Baker Mayfield. Joe Burrow threw the ball 40 times yesterday, and nothing good came out of that. 2 interceptions, 20 completions, a lower completion percentage than Baker Mayfield, a lower passer rating than Baker Mayfield, and his team got mollywopped. So I'm not going to look for reasons to nitpick Baker. He's doing what they ask him to do very well.
And you know why they asked him to only do this much? Because they already tried in practice and in games before to let him do it all. No one ever says, let's close the playbook to you until we realize you can't have it all the way open. They realize through your talent, through your skill set, oh, man, we got to abbreviate this thing. This dude ain't ready. Since you want to use former #1 overall picks and use it against Baker Mayfield, let me add one to the mix. You said Joe Burrow, right? Let's talk about Jameis Winston. You said, well, they don't ask him to throw for 4 touchdowns. How many pass attempts did he have yesterday, Baker? 21, right? You know that week 1, when Jameis, without Michael Thomas, first year starting in a new system, threw 20 attempts, how many touchdowns come out of that? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? So don't give me this whole, we don't ask you. Dog, every time we throw the ball, we want a touchdown, but we'll take some first downs. We'll take an incompletion, but please no turnovers. Baker Mayfield threw 21 times, 1 more time than Jameis, but didn't throw nearly for the same game as Jameis Winston did. Did he? 38 points scored by Jameis Winston that game, too, as well. But not that many yards. So I don't know which way you cooking it, Acho. You telling me they don't ask him to throw for touchdowns? Yes, they do. They ask anybody who throw the ball throw for touchdowns. They don't ask him to throw for yards. Yes, they do. You just don't throw for yards. I'm really in a mindset of like, dog, I've never played on a team that I only had this much room unless I could only do this much. In Jacksonville, when I played, when I was that sorry, why do you situational? Baker Mayfield is like a literal franchise quarterback that is a situational quarterback. Hand the ball off, and then a play action here or there. Come on, man. These are low expectations.
Yeah, it's not that they're not low expectations. I'm agreeing with you on a lot.
Okay, coming up.
But he is maximizing the expectation.
He's maximizing what?
Because you know too much ball to come out here and do this. Every pass play, you're not supposed to get a sack. You can get a sack on every play.
Hell no,
but to say you're supposed to get a sack on every pass play would be the same as you're supposed to throw for a touchdown on every pass play. You know, some pass plays, you're not supposed to get a sack. Just execute the stunt.
Okay.
Somebody else is supposed to come free. Or just move the quarterback off the spot. Or just make sure the ball comes out fast because you got cornerbacks that are sitting on the routes. We know a quick slant is coming.
Okay.
So it would be ignorant or ignorant, depending on how long you've been watching the show. It would be ignorant or ignorant to assume Baker's supposed to throw a touchdown pass on every given play. Jameis did have that game. He had that game, which was an outlier of a game. Jameis has also had a game with no touchdowns and 2 picks. We ain't seen that from Baker this year. So I'm not going to extract one game from Jameis, one good one, because I could do the same for one bad one. Baker Mayfield, on the other hand, he has no game that great and he has no game that bad. I'm not going to condemn Baker Mayfield twice because what you're trying to do, Sal, is double jeopardy. You're trying to try him for low expectations and then try him again for low expectations. I'm agreeing with you. They don't ask him to do a lot. But what they ask him to do, he does incredibly well. What they asked him to do yesterday, he did incredibly well. Sooner or later, you got to come to terms with the fact that they don't ask Baker Mayfield to do a lot. After you get over that, you finally realize, okay, Well, what we do ask him to do, you know what? He does a really good job of.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to.
Okay, so in your high jump, in your track and field example, we're going to start up high and then bring the bar down. We're not going to raise it up like we've always seen in the infield. Let's bring it down. Baker, your number 1 overall pick. Okay, we're going to start at 6 feet. Oh, damn. All right, let's bring it down to 5'10". Oh, damn. All right, 4 feet. Wow. Yay, Baker. Man, I don't clap like that, bro. I'm looking at him like, we need to work on you getting over that bar at the proper height.
What's the bar?
The bar. Here's the bar. Here's the bar. You ready? I knew you're going to ask.
Passer rating, he got over that. Completion percentage, he got over that.
Wins and losses, bro.
He's over that.
You talking about Cleveland? This is Baker. Baker in there, not Baker in the Browns. Here you go, making that example again. They're 1-3 when Baker Mayfield throws for over 300 yards since last season. I'm giving him even last year. I'm giving him even his great year. 1-3. But then they're 3-0 when he throws for under 220 yards. Wait a minute. So Baker Mayfield gets gold medals when he jumps over 4 feet. But when we say jump over 6 feet, we like, we 1-3 in these situations. Bruh, the more they ask of him, the less that the collective gets. And you want me to apologize for that?
You're assuming that all they are asking is to amass yardage. That's not the way it goes.
I got touchdowns
They're asking him to win football games.
Okay, let's go.
If you're exclusively measuring Baker Mayfield's performance by how many yards he throws for, yes, he will wind up short. But if you're measuring Baker Mayfield's performance by efficiency, if you're measuring Baker Mayfield's performance by wins and losses, if you're measuring Baker Mayfield's performance by passer rating, if you're looking at the full picture of what a quarterback is to do in a football game, you'd realize he's doing it right.
He's not doing it right. When you say completion percentage, you want some of that? 15 Frank. You want some of that? Who? Jared Goff? Jared Goff got a higher... No apology. How about that? Hey, we could be like Jay-Z and Dame. We just, respect from afar. We'll figure this out as we get further down the line. Till you start winning some more games and being a reason, I ain't apologizing. Coming up, Mac Jones has a big reason to smile after beating the Panthers. Yeah, I'm stubborn, y'all. I'm sorry. We'll tell you if the Patriots are a playoff team next on Speak for Yourself. Oh, Mac Jones got a better completion percentage, too. You want to talk about that?
Watch out for the Patriots because, boy, they look good after yesterday. New England has won 4 out of 5 after Sunday's win on the road against the Panthers. The Patriots are now 5-4 and looking up at the Bills in the AFC East. But they're gaining ground since Buffalo was upset by the Jags yesterday. So, Sel, are the Patriots a playoff team?
Yes, they are a playoff team. And I guess this is a block too late, but I need an apology from you because Nobby, you have been driving the bus all over Bill Belichick and his greatness and this team that he's constructed. But now, look up. 3 straight they've won. 4 out of their last 5. They beat my Chargers. That's hard to do, big dog. This team is rolling. The defense is leading the way. The defense and a poised young rookie by the name of Mac Jones. We'll get to him later. Defense have held opponents for under 20 points in 5 of the last 9 games this year. 5 of their 9. If you're going to play Belichick, 2 things are going to happen to you. 1, you're going to see that defense hit you in the head first. And you're going to be like, damn, they're keeping this game tight, close to the vest as they play, right? Mistake-free almost. And then 2, you're going to realize that, okay, I got to take a shot. And in that shot, I better hit. Because if I take a shot at the boss and miss, it's going to be a problem. Because the Patriot way is not to beat themselves. And what's finally happened? They found a new enforcer for the Patriot way. Not saying he's Tom Brady, but one attribute he has of Tom Brady is that laser focus, and I'm going to protect this football. Now, if you look at the Patriots, second best point per game differential in the AFC. Patriots? Yeah, because the defense is playing it close to the vest. Hey, we're not going to beat ourselves. And then our offense are taking advantage of your mistakes and not creating their own. Yeah, man, this is going to add up because a few weeks ago, we didn't see it coming. With improvement, this is definitely a playoff team.
Sorry to burst your bubble, Sel. Patriots aren't a playoff team. This is cute. It's a good run. Congrats, Bill Belichick, for fooling people for a little bit longer. But, Sel, the Patriots have beat the 1-8 Texans. They beat the 2-6 Jets twice. They beat the 4-5 Carolina Panthers. And, yes, I will give you the credit, they beat your Chargers. The teams that the Patriots have beat are 14-28. Yeah. 14 19-28.
I'm here.
Yes, the Patriots have a winning record, but you got to see who they beat.
Who they win?
I'm going to give it to you like this. I'm going to simplify it for everybody.
Who they beat?
The Patriots have had the 5th easiest schedule thus far. If you got the 5th easiest schedule, I want to see you have the 5th best record. At least.
That's simple, man.
At least in the AFC.
No.
If you have played the 5th easiest schedule, then just to keep everything simple for the viewer, for myself, and for you, Columbia, I want you to have the 5th best record. But they got the 7th best record in the AFC, not the NFL. They have the 5th easiest schedule in the NFL, but you got the 7th best record in the AFC. Bill Belichick is doing a great job holding off the critics. Let's make sure we beat the Jets, let's beat the Texans, let's beat these sorry Panthers, and we snuck a win against the Chargers. Congratulations.
I mean, sneak. I hate when you say that.
Snuck one.
They ain't sneak nothing. They brought it.
Patriots are 5-4, with the Chiefs right there at them at 5-4, the Browns right there at 5-4, and the Bengals right there at 5-4. Even the Broncos sitting at 5-4. So don't get it twisted. We're going to look back 6 weeks from now and be like, why in the world did we even ask this question? Because the Patriots not going to stay in the conversation.
So you say they got the same record as the Browns, the same Browns you want me to apologize to, and the same Browns that you over here talking about they going to make some noise, and they got the same record? Oh, that's interesting. Well, I don't know why you say that. Okay, let's talk about these teams that they've beaten. You said the Jets. Didn't the Jets beat the Bengals? Anybody? Panthers. Didn't the Panthers beat the Saints and the Falcons? Sneeze at the Falcons if you want to. Them Falcons are coming. And they beat the... I know. Is it contagious? Like a yawn? I ain't believing in that. And the Chargers. Man, look. If you look at the Patriots, this is why I think they're a playoff team, being real. Being real. If you look at them, their turnover differential, the takeaways, they're 4th in the league. The defense is playing great football right now in terms of points per game allowed. And then you look at them, they got a poised offense. Like, it's not glamorous. I give you all of that. The Cleveland Browns on paper are glamorous. By record, they're the same as this other team that's not glamorous. How did they end up at the same place? I'm going to tell you. Because one team gets the most out of their abilities. One team plays with a culture and a certain way and certain style. It's the New England Patriots. Bruh, I love the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills is the most talented team in their division. Problem is, Buffalo's a little bit of a roller coaster ride this year. Pittsburgh week 1, then you get to this week and you're like, Buffalo, Jacksonville? That's not happening right now with this New England Patriots team. And the worst thing is happening for everyone else out there that's a contender. Bill Belichick has figured out his team, how to play with his style and his players. And other teams out there, let's be real at the top. Outside of Arizona, which is one play away from being undefeated, everybody's mailing in some stinkers, right? So if you're playing in a league where it's like, I'm not scared of anybody except Arizona, one play, who are you fearing if you're Bill Belichick? If they get in, man, they're going to be a problem.
So Belichick hasn't learned anything but how to beat sorry opponents. That's all he's learned this year. They played the Bucs. They lost. They played the Cowboys. They lost. They played the Saints. They lost. And somehow they even lost to the Dolphins. But that's week 1. I'll throw that out the window. Okay. Week 1 was weird. Okay. Don't talk to me about Bill Belichick learning something. Not when you beat the Jets in Zach Wilson's 2nd start ever. Not when you beat Davis Mills in his 2nd start ever. Not when you beat Zach Wilson again. He gets knocked out the game, so now you beat Mike White in his claim to somewhat stardom. Don't talk to me about Bill Belichick and the Patriots having proved anything. They have one win of substance. Every win counts in the NFL, but not every win is substantial. They have one win of substance against the Chargers, a phenomenal win on the road. You were there. Outside of that, Patriots ain't done nothing to write home about, let alone talk about.
Well, I'm going to say this. If you look at them, they're 4th in points per game allowed. When the Patriots, see, this is the Patriot way also, to not be fully appreciated. You're always underappreciate what you're seeing until you see them hoist up another Lombardi trophy. This team won't win a championship, but this team will come up on you and sneak on. You didn't expect them to come out to L.A. and beat the Chargers.
Not at all.
I didn't either. Guess what? Looking forward, this team is now playing 5 of their next 6 games against teams above 500. What do you think the Patriots would do in those 6 games? 3-3? 4-2? 4-2. Now the Patriots...
Don't take my silence.
5-1. Hey, look, silence is consent on this show. I guarantee the Patriots win 4 of their next 6 games, continue to be contenders in the AFC. That's just what Bill Belichick does. Coming up Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad and him are all gone out of Cleveland. Look at how I remixed that. But we'll tell you if OBJ or Baker Mayfield will win the breakup next on Speak for Yourself. I swear I saw days and thought it was that. Baker Mayfield and the Browns had a blowout win Sunday without Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ was released last week, and reports say he wants to join a contender. His preference is the Seahawks, but he also likes the 49ers and Saints. Baker appears to have no bad blood with his former teammate. Take a listen.
I wish him well. I really do. Like I said, my feelings haven't changed. I wish him well. You know, it's from a personal standpoint. He's a good friend of mine. We still haven't talked, but that doesn't change things. I wish him well. I wish him the best in his career.
Pacho, who will win the breakup? Baker Mayfield or Odell Beckham Jr.?
Both. It'll be a win-win.
Win-win?
Yes, because what they desire is two completely different things, and as a result, we'll see a win-win. What Baker Mayfield will do is he will get paid. Baker Mayfield will win football games, especially relative to how many games the Browns have not won in recent history. Baker Mayfield will continue to experience team success. That's what Baker Mayfield desires. Odell Beckham, statistically, individually, it can't really get worse for him. So Odell Beckham is going to go on to have more than 37 yards a game. He's going to go on to have more than 2.8 catches a game. He's going to go on to have more than 0.1 touchdowns per game. So Odell Beckham will get what he desires, which is to individually blossom, individually ball, go back to being a individual superstar. And Baker Mayfield will get what he desires, which is to get paid, to see his team win, and to have collective success as he is a conduit to it. So not all breakups have to be bad, particularly when two people desire different things. You see it all the time in relationships. If two people both want to ball from a work and occupational perspective, then y'all might not be able to both work collectively, relationally. So go let them ball, you go ball, and at the end of the day, it's a win-win. Not all breakups are bad. I think they both win.
I don't think they both win, but I do want to remix that because I feel where you're going and I feel what you're saying. But I think Baker Mayfield wins. He's the quarterback. He has the ball in his hand every single time. He dictates the terms out there. Whatever you want to say about it, if you have a bad relationship, wide receiver and quarterback, the wide receiver is dependent on that same quarterback. You saw it yesterday. Baker Mayfield, despite not having gaudy numbers, he felt good about that performance. The Cleveland Browns have to feel good about that performance in terms of the points scored and the win and against who they beat. But at the same time, I think this just falls in line with what Baker Mayfield is. You're right. He's going to be able to hide behind his team's success. Whether he is the contributing factor, not the contributor by himself, but a contribution from Baker Mayfield. But Odell's not going to lose, but he's not going to win because Odell is in a position right now that no matter where he goes, then it's like, look, it can't be worse than that, but will it ever be as good as it's ever been? Because remember, New York is still in his past as well, still on that resume. I don't like what I heard from Baker Mayfield, though. That's why this dude, he says, Odell's my good friend, right? But then they still haven't talked. I don't know if Odell is going to say he's his good friend. I'm the co-host killer. I've worked with a lot of people. When it's time for them to go, even before they leave, we talk through the process, and we certainly talk after it. And then y'all haven't talked? Dog, stop fluffing, bro. It's okay. If he ain't your homie, he ain't your homie. Just say that or say nothing. That whole good friend, but we ain't talk stuff. Hate to be your enemy. Coming up, Matt LaFleur is putting Sunday's loss on his shoulders. We'll tell you if he's keeping it 100 or just 99. Next, don't speak for yourself.
On this show, we only know how to keep it 100. But others, every day, they only keep it 99 out here telling half-truths and whatnot. So we got to get to the bottom of who's really keeping it real. Case in point, Packers lost to the Chiefs on Sunday. Starter Jordan Love was in for Aaron Rodgers, and he struggled in his first career start. Now, head coach Matt LaFleur still praised his young quarterback. Take a listen.
I thought Jordan, I was really proud of the way he played. He hung in there. He was taking hits and delivering the ball, and I thought he did a really good job. But I think that ultimately I've got to be better, and this one falls squarely on me.
Jesus. That's the worst one ever. Go ahead.
What? We're keeping it 100 or 99.
The second part. 99. God, look. Acho is amazing. I swear. I love him. Oh, my God. Dog, shake your head in affirmation at least if you're going to sell the lie. Good Lord, this dude is so sorry as hell. That was the biggest lie ever, dog.
Yo, my favorite part, the first thing he praised about Jordan Love was how he hung in there and took hits.
Yeah.
If you praise the quarterback's ability to get hit, he ain't nothing worthy of praise.
Bob the Builder. Today's word, kids, confidence. That's it for us. Fox Bet Live next.